name is Isaac Vanderpoy, and my topic is the impact of conventional agriculture on earthworm diversity. Soil is the basic asset of every farmer, and if there is any problem with the soil, it affects your production. Our first visit to the Harper Adams farmland up here, we dug holes to see how the soil is, and within a meter square, we dug 4 holes. And all 4 holes, we only found one earthworm. That is a major concern. So my problem is how we can maybe see how best we can find remedy for this issue. So my presentation outline is as follows: the introduction, aims and objectives, methodology, findings, discussion, recommendation, and conclusion. So like I said, the Harper land up here has a low earthworm population. And intensive cultivation is actually one of the contributing factors to that problem. The soil there is sandy and gritty. When you take the soil and then you feel it in your hand, it's very sandy. And then this research is to suggest soil amendment. The aim is to assess the effect of conventional farming on earthworm functional groups. There are about 3 different functional groups of earthworm that help the soil fertility and drainage and all that in the soil. The objective is to examine the effect of soil depth on various earthworm diversity, and then to determine the challenges to maintain active population of earthworms in the agro ecosystem, and then also to make recommendations for the land or any other conventional farm. A desk-based study was conducted, and literature studies were also done on Google Scholar. Mm-hmm. So this picture shows the types of earthworms that we have in the soil. We have 3 different earthworms: the epigeic, anesic, and then the endogeic. They all have different levels where they thrive. But all 3 functional groups are significant, play a significant role in the soil. The anesic, which is the most important one, carries subsoil materials and surface to the surface and moves up and down. So here we can see the anesic that is moving up and down and creating burrows within the soil that help the soil to aeration in the soil and or improve soil fertility. The anesic also enhances nutrient cycles and improves soil fertility in intermediate texture. So because of their movement, they are able to improve the soil texture. The endogeic relies solely under the soil. They move within the soil depth, very deep in the soil, thereby also helping in the balancing the composition of the sand, silt, and clay within that environment. They consume organic matter and soil particles, promoting aeration in the soil. The epigeic also facilitates infiltration of the soil, and then both epigeic and endogeic species significantly alter functional characteristics of the community. Challenges that the conventional agriculture has on the earthworm diversity. So conventional agriculture means continuous use of tractors on the land, plowing, harrowing, and all that. And that kills most of the earthworms. So changes in conventional practice is beneficial to earthworms. The tillage methods like plowing and all that reduces earthworm population. So the possible solution is to change your tillage or reduce tillage. Some pesticides also have effect on the earthworms population. Reduction of pesticide is an alternative. In conventional agriculture, most farmers don't have any amendments or organic amendments embedded in their activities. So that affects their soil quality. So if anybody wants to continue with conventional agriculture, the person also has to at least increase the organic matter inculcate it into his production system. Monocropping, that is cropping of one crop for a long time, also affects earthworm population. So if a person diversifies and then includes rotations into his cropping system, it will also help the farmer. Discussion. The abhorrent activities promote physical properties that influence nitrogen dynamics in the soil. Earthworm species habitats determines soil management practices. This is if you have the idea of the earthworm systems, species in the soil, it will help you determine your management activities that will enable the earthworms to survive in the soil. Earthworms are vital for the physical, chemical, and biological processes occurring in the soil. Recommendations. So, we recommend that biochar be used to amend the soil. Also, organic manure can also be used to amend the soil. Zero tillage. Zero tillage is where you slash, if you are going to use a tractor, you use a slasher to slash, and then you apply a weedicide, like glyphosate, to control the weeds before you plant. Minimum tillage is where you just drill within the grass, and then you plant, and then you manage the grass with the plants that you have done. Regenerative agriculture. Actually, this course has broadened our knowledge on the regenerative agriculture and also the minimum tillage, because minimum tillage is not practiced in Africa. It is only, I just got to see how the machines that we use over here to do the minimum tillage. And then the regenerative agriculture too, we have seen a lot of farms that have started the regenerative agricultural activities here. It it is important to consider soil texture in design, in your design to manage your land. So wherever you are doing your land farming, you consider the texture of the soil to incorporate such recommendations to actively manage your land so that the earthworm population will not be affected. In conclusion, education of farmers on the effects of conventional tillage on earthworm functional groups. So here, when in Ghana, we also do this. Farming, conventional agriculture, and most of them use just tractor and plowing. For instance, when the plowing is gone, they also do don't apply any amendments. So we will introduce them to rates. We will introduce biochar, and we set up demonstrations to educate them, organize field trips. Thank you.
Brilliant.